All right, hello everyone. I'm Matt. I'm an artist on the internet, and I play World of Warcraft. And today we're gonna complain about WoW. Not really complain, but talk about a lot of things that I like with the War Within. I want to give my first impressions with the game. I think the game is very compelling. I think the game is it's on a very good track compared to past expansions. Um, I I'd even say there's probably no stupid stuff to look forward to. I think you can very much expect if you play Dragonflight, you kind of know what to expect from this game. To give a quick synopsis or a quick just abstract of what I'm going to be basically talking about is that if you liked Dragonflight, you're going to like this expansion. Now, if you hated Dragonflight for many reasons, gameplay, story, um, or just overall feel of the game, you might not like this expansion. However, I do think you should give it at least maybe a try, maybe watch some people play the game, maybe watch some streams. Do give it a try because I do think the game is moving into a good direction. I think a lot of people won't like that direction, but I want to talk about what I think is looking good for the game and what I hope to see in the future. So, the first thing that I really want to talk about today is hero talents. Hero talents are definitely really cool. They are cool, but uh they're not, let's say, perfect. Some hero talents feel really good, some are very bland, and some people just don't feel like they do anything. They're just passives and that they're just there because my the way my class plays will complement it. They definitely are better than what I anticipated them to be, and I do think they are a step in the right direction. What I'm more excited with hero talents is because I think hero talents are, even though some classes are not great, I do think that these are still um good. This is still a good addition to the game. I think what I'd like to see more, or not really what I want to see more, but what I obviously like fix people that need improvements, but what I'm nervous about is if they just get rid of this because I do think a lot of people will not like hero talents. But to kind of explain what hero talents are for people who don't even know what you're looking at, um, this is your standard talent tree that was remade in Dragonflight, and from 70 to 80, which is the new expansion level cap, you're gonna get these talents. You're gonna get all of them. The only like thing that really matters is your capstone, which is these other talents where you can pick and choose. So all these like passives, you're gonna get those, but then you will have like some where you just you get to choose from. I do like this. I worry if it will get scrapped. I worry if this will just be something that gets bloated, most likely in the future, like two expansions later, because WoW has changed their design to, as they love to talk about a lot, but they're changing a lot of things to evergreen, which is good because I'm very tired of WoW just basically deleting everything they do in every expansion and nothing matters. This is a good step in the right direction. What I love to see more, and just because to talk about in the future, I hope they add more. Maybe I think that'd be crazy, but I'll be honest, them doing this was crazy to begin with. So very good. Some people need help. Uh, I really like Warrior so far. All Warrior, Mountain Thane, and Slayer. There is another one. There, every class should have three. I think Druids has four. I could be wrong, but you can only pick two uh, for for your specialization. And Prot Warrior has Mountain Thane and Colossus. Colossus is the other one that that wasn't there in my tree. So anyway, to wrap it up, I want hero talents to stay. Hero talents good. Some people need help with their talents. Boomkin specifically, from what I've heard. And yeah, next I want to talk about delves. Delves are basically mini dungeons. And to put it simply put, they're mini dungeons and scenarios, Mists of Pandaria scenarios, because you can do them by yourselves, and You don't need a tank, you don't need a healer. I call them basically mini dungeons just because, like, there's a story, you have a boss at the end. Oh, wait, I went the wrong way. So, they're basically mini dungeons. Um, I think this example of delves we get is really good. So I've never did a delve today. So this is what it props up to me. I get a purple um I get like a purple experience. This could be player experience or this could be companion experience. After you do this for the first day, this goes back to green, and this is account wide from what it seems. So you can do this on any character, and yeah. What I like with delves, I'm not gonna run the delves because it's literally just running a dungeon, um, just by yourself, or any other solo game thing with delves. What I like with delves is that basically it feels like a progression system. Well, it is going to be an endgame progression system. It's solo World of Warcraft, to put it shortly. I like that it has its like own little section for endgame progression. So here you have your Mythic Plus, here you have delves, and it's going to be something to do for basically solo World of Warcraft. And I'm hoping this is successful. I do think it's be successful. I think even if it's like whatever, even if like people don't like it, I think what we got right now is pretty good. It's a good foundation. So what I really like with Delves is I'm gonna go walk in, I'm gonna start it, and then I'm in. Small loading screen. I'm in. There's no real loading screen. You just kind of walk in and walk out. You can start the delve right now, and you can just walk out. Pretty good. Pretty good. That was more smooth. I was surprised when I saw that because I thought you would queue into these. I actually thought you would queue into these uh, through the LFG Finder. I feel like in the future they might do that. Uh, I do kind of like going to the delves. I don't know. I think that's like maybe a copium take. I think that's stupid for of me to maybe say, but I do think going to these aren't a hassle. There, I do think maybe summoning stones might need to be here, but then they might look too much like dungeons. Because like you can do them with your friends, and then all your friends gotta go. That's kind of an area of concern. Uh, did they had a summoning stone inside the dungeon? Actually, let me see. I called it a dungeon. Oh God, wait, what's going on? I can't get in. Uh, uh-oh. So, I guess this is another point I could talk about. The game is pretty buggy. Um, there have been a lot of bugs that I've had encountered when playing the game. Questing bugs, not item descriptions, but like I got intel and agility. I got agility on a plate item. Yeah. So there are definitely a lot of bugs. I looked at like just WoW I can't even log out. Is my computer freezing? No. So I have to force quit the game now. Was there a summoning stone in here? All right, easy peasy. Nope. And no, 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 no. So anyway, yeah, delves are really cool. There's a lot of them. Let me show them in the map. There is a lot of them. I think in here there's three. Let me actually check. They have this nice map ping thing where you can actually like hide points on your legend. Hide low level quests. Here we go. Yeah, so these right here, this is a bountiful delve, which is basically a delve that will give you more loot if you have a key. These are what you're basically going to be chasing for as a delve enjoyer. Um, so there's three here in this zone. There is, uh, oh wait, did it do this? Let me hide the world quest because that's going to be, yeah. There are just two here. Um, anyway, there's a lot of them. There's two here. Uh, 4 here. This one actually might be connected to that one, and this one's like 3 right here. Oh, 4. So there's quite a lot of delves, which I think is cool. Um, do I like them? I do. I do like them. I think solo play will be cool with that. I will try leveling some characters up with delves. Not like you can level characters up with delves, but I don't recommend it. What I mean is I'm gonna do like the end game content with delves with like a certain like class. Because what's really cool with delves, and this will go on to my next point, is that your progression with delves are account wide. Um, I actually don't know if there's like a rating system with delves. I don't know about that. But like what I mean by like a progression system is over here when I went to the delve, you saw that like there was like this tier 3 thing. So tier 1, tier 3, tier 3. They recommend an item level. I got this on all my characters because I had to complete tier 1 to get tier 2 and then to complete tier 2 to get tier 3. Right? Now this is obviously locked because we got to wait for season 1. But then as the system goes on, is yeah, see how requires completion of tier 6, requires completion of tier 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah. Oh, that's 11. Yeah, anyway. Uh so I like that that's going to stay account wide because it unlocks through the achievement when you complete it, so all your characters get access to it. So that's cool. Now I want to talk about account wide and why I think account wide is sadly the best feature in this expansion, despite account wide basically always being a thing in the game. It's just more prominent now. We always had account wide things in the game. Heirlooms were basically the first iteration of account wide things. They were just called like bind to your BattleNet account or something like that. Um, so basically, binds to Warband. This used to have text about bind to account, I think. Yeah, it had text called bind to account, but now basically it's on brand saying bound to your Warband, and Warbands is going to be anything that's account wide. And in the future of WoW is going to be basically, hopefully, more account wide because WoW has a lot of shit in the game. There's a lot of transmog, there's a lot of things to do, there's a lot of collections. And as a new player, this is just really stressful. I'm not a new player, I've been playing the game for 20 years, but I've tried to get people to play the game. I've tried told people to like, check out The War Within. I've told people to check out Dragonflight because I think Dragonflight's a great new player expansion. And there's too much. People are too scared to jump into this game. Um, which is a problem WoW needs to fix, but who cares about that right now? Uh, this is this is good because you have things like a warband bank where I can put any like account wide items in here and give them to my characters. The big one is reputation. Reputation is an account wide feature now. This is how reputations are in World of Warcraft now. They're called renown. They are reputations. They function as reputations. Dragonflight made their this is the currency tab. Dragonflight made um most of their reputations account wide, even the smaller ones like this and some of the Veldraken Accord. There are some weird cases where they're not, such as the Winter Furblog and these people. Those are the only two that aren't account wide, but I heard that these are very niche cases and can be and that there's a reason why they're character specific. But they can be done relatively quick from what I've heard. They will eventually fizzle in account wide to all these older expansions, from what I've been told. But we'll see how that is. We'll see how that goes. I think this is great. This is great for a lot of reasons because I don't like. This is my first main, or basically my main in general. I don't like how tied I was to this character. I know a lot of people play one character in the game, and that's fine. But having account wide features make a lot of the frustrations with WoW very freeing. And I look forward to playing most of my characters. I look forward to playing my account rather than playing a specific character. This is just my case. I know a lot of people probably want to just play one character. And that's fine. They don't want to play mage. They don't want to play warlock. They don't want to play like new classes. But a lot of the fun for me with WoW is I do M plus. I like to do open world content every now and then. I'm looking forward to delves, but I'm looking forward to M plus. I primarily tank in the game. I have mostly the tanks. I mostly play these tanks, but I play all the tanks, and I do like to play other classes too. I like to play their DPS roles. I like to play rogue, hunter, mage. I like to play a lot of things. Um, and being able to say I don't want to play my warriors today, I want to play something else is great. Now I still have to gear them up, right? But there's less headaches to gear up now, it feels, because delves will give you competent gear. The upgrade system that was introduced in basically Shadowlands, but in Dragonflight they refined it. The gear upgrade system that was introduced in Dragonflight, the newer one, it's pretty good. It's good to where you can have a steady pace and relax and not stress over getting gear, because I think gearing is definitely good in this game. They basically a lot of the features that are in Dragonflight are in this game. Like I said, if you like Dragonflight, you will like this game. You have currencies, you have crests, you have which one is the Valor stones, which were flight stones, which Valor Stones is Valor. For those that don't know, we had Valor points, which is like, the Justice points, Valor points back in like old days. They replaced it with Flight Stones, I guess, to be on brand with Dragonflight. And now we have Valor Stones, which is just Valor. That's all you need to know. And we have the Crest system, which is another currency to uh, level up your gear. It's a tier system. And what I mean by that, if you don't even know what I'm talking about, is right here. See how there's an upgrade level? There's like 5 tiers: Explorer, Adventurer, Veteran, Champion, and Hero, and I think Mythic. I think so. That's actually maybe more than 5. I don't even count. But anyway, gear has a tier system and a level system, and this is great for a lot of people. I actually, this is great for like a lot of reasons, because if you get a piece of gear, you can level it up, or you can chase higher tiers if you're a good player and level it up. This was in Dragonflight. This is still in the game. I like it. That's why I'm happy for it. Um, so my next point, to kind of really just wrap up, is that um, a lot of these features that are just in the game that was in Dragonflight, that made Dragonflight what I like, they're in here. Um, Mythic Plus is going to be a bit different for season 1, but that's a whole topic for something else. But it looks like there's a lot of things to like do. Um, there will be event stuff in the game already. We already have this. You can't get rewards, I think, right now. But every zone will have events, it looks like, which, is cool. I think these will get boring, to be honest. I think the big gameplay loop that most people will be doing is doing World Quest for Delves, uh, doing farming this up too. This is all account wide, so you can play whoever you want and level this up. That's really cool. It was very frustrating in Dragonflight where one character was maxed out on here, but the other one wasn't. But yeah, doing the early introduction zones, you're pretty much going to be doing the same thing. But the whole gameplay loop, I think, is just going to just happen as usual. Raiding, Mythic Plus, and Delves. We'll see how Delves work out, though. I do have a feel that Delves will just kind of just be there. But if they put season rewards in Delves, then sure, it's pretty good. So the next few things I will basically complain about is actually the narrative of WoW and the story of WoW. A lot of people will not care about this. Um, and you can basically skip this, because I am going to basically kind of complain about the story. And if you don't care about the story, then good, because you don't have to worry about it. Because the story is actually fine from like compared to like the other expansions. It's actually compelling. And I'm actually like interested to be like, oh, okay, so where we're going. Uh I skipped out on a pre-quest for the expansion. It was called the Harbinger. And that was a very important quest to kind of get an introduction to uh the whole like motives and narratives to like basically the main characters. I'm not gonna spoil anything, but just in case, because whatever. But like, yeah, WoW is trying to tell like good, well, WoW is trying to tell a story, and trying to have a serious story. Very much like how in Final Fantasy, they will tell a story and they will tell it in like a slow burn. I don't think WoW's trying to do a slow burn, but WoW's trying to basically have a more serious story because the last narratives and stories in this game were just dog shit. Um, we don't. A lot of people don't like these WoW characters. A lot of people just think they're stupid. I think WoW is very Marvel-esque. I think the I think in general, like the whole like characters in the game are just very annoying to listen to. Now, some throughout this expansion it was actually like okay. I actually wasn't cringing as much, but there is still cringy dialogue. There is still cheesy writing, and there's still Anduin in here. I know a lot of people hate Anduin. If you hate Anduin, you will hate this story. I'm sorry. You will. So, um that being said, I still want to see what Blizzard is cooking because this is still the first expansion of a trilogy. These next few expansions are going to be a trilogy, and I want to see what they're cooking. And I will sit patiently and I will see what they do. I will say good, this was good, this was bad, but I won't like judge the story insanely. But I do think what they have is good. But I did hate it. I did not like some of these like things. Another thing that was just like actually like really just it was this was actually a good thing is that they do separate campaign and uh like stories like side quests way more than other expansions. Basically side quests will feel like side quests and main story quests will feel like main story quests. And that's a good thing. I do think that's a good thing. So to kind of explain that more, and let me see if I can show an example. So over here, when you go into a new zone, you're gonna see a shit ton of quests because they just give them to you. And this is good for like if you're chasing like the meta achievements and stuff, right? Which I'm gonna be doing later. Um, but when you're doing a story quest, it will just, it will be your typical like it will look like this, the diamond shape with the flat top. And you'll know where to go. And this is typical like with like in general with like every zone, but these quests are more narrative focused. They're more slower pace and they progress the story. You don't have to do side quests. And this was like this in Dragonflight, but in this expansion, it feels way more apparent that hey, these are side quests. This is the story. So do the story, and that's good. This is a good thing. Um, Now this it was very quick. Every zone in here, um, right here with the War Within, this is the max level campaign. It's 0 out of 5. Every story here was 0 out of 3. You only had 3 points. It was very quick. You could finish this whole thing in under maybe sub 2 hours if you're pushing really quick. A big reason why I would take so long is because I'm enjoying my time. Uh, you know, uh, basically sightseeing. I love looking at the new zones. The new zones are really good. I don't like Isle of Dorn, but the new zones they're nice. I really like Hollowfall. It's very beautiful. Even Azkajet is like okay, and I don't really like it though. But yeah, the flow of the story is pretty short, and it makes me kind of mad because I want more. I want to see a more serious, thoughtful story, but I do think there is some like things to look forward to with the story if you actually are like very into WoW. But as a new player, you're not gonna know what the fuck's going on. This is like watching a Star Wars movie for the first time, and you have no idea what's going on. Dragonflight was a better new player experience, but going into here, it's not meant for new players. I think what you need to do if you're a new player, I do recommend doing basically the Dragonflight story, but people don't really play WoW for the story. People basically play the end games. People play the end game features because they push you to doing the end games more rather than caring about the story. I think WoW Blizzard's story is still like their weakest part. I think the gameplay features in WoW are amazing. I think they're great, but their storytelling, it has gotten better, but they gotta treat it with more respect. Because I've had many people complain that I did the story out of sync. I did the wrong quest line. I'm confused where I'm going. Like these very simple problems that could be fixed if there was more care with how like the player will do the story. And I do think there's some like good things they've been doing. For example, follower dungeons. Follower dungeons is a feature they added in Dragonflight, just random patch, and it's over here. You queue into a dungeon. It's called follower dungeon, and you can queue into any dungeon. This is very good for when they sold it. Is you can join it as a tank or a healer or a damage dealer. You do it and you have NPCs to fill the roles. This is good for first-time players who are trying to play tank or trying to heal. This is also good if you just want to experience the dungeon. And raids will have this too for people who want to do the story. So there are things they have there in place that are coming. I never did a follower raid yet. I'll call it a follower raid for lack of better words. But let's see how it goes. Uh, I don't think the story is bad. I just am negative towards it because it could be better. Not the story, like it could be better, but like the way it presents itself always could be better. I also just hate the cheesy writing. Let's talk about what matters. What will matter is not necessarily the beginning of the patch, but if Blizzard can keep the same patch cycle throughout Dragonflight. Because Dragonflight, I do feel like Dragonflight had so many patches and so many things happening. We had Plunderstorm, we had recently Miss Pandaria Remix. The mid patches of Dragonflight were my favorite because they introduced more classes. We got Warlock and Monk on every race. We got the trading post was a fucking mid patch, and a lot of people love the trading post. Trading post is basically the reason why a lot of people still subscribe to it. Um, if you were disappointed with Shadowlands and BFA, I do think you will be. This expansion is definitely like one for you to maybe check out because they do pick up those storylines. Basically, it's a new story, but they do pick up and like talk about it briefly. Not really though, because the writing in this game is like still cheesy. Um, but I'm more excited for the mid patches. I'm more excited to see the next patch. The game releases today, and I'm very eager to see new news from the game. I'm eager to see when season one drops because we have 2 weeks until season one drops. That's a long time. Actually, like about 3 or 4 weeks, actually, kind of. Anyway, it doesn't really matter, but like we have a long time until season one drops when compared to Dragonflight because Dragonflight season one dropped so quick. And yeah, I'm very eager to see what will happen. Um, I'm excited to be able to play a lot of my characters. I'm excited for the account wide features in this game. I'm excited for delves. I'm excited for the future of hero talents. A lot of the things I'm talking about are like being looking forward to like the future because if they ruin this, then I just feel like it's wasted time. And I don't feel like they're doing that as much. But yeah, that's all I got.